Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckatini, and what I got for tonight is we're going to do a video breakdown here of this young man right here. And I've titled this, I think Hogs have gotten a steal here with this young man. And he's a running back, going to wear number 27, I think. I haven't seen any film of him in Arkansas, but that was the number he wore while at Michigan. And he has a pretty good stiff arm. That's why I made the picture there of him stiff arming. Well, I meant to be a Michigan player there, and just because that's where he came from, and so I think we got a steal here. We definitely a position of need to get a running back, and we only had two returners at the end of this season, or coming into this season. We had Cam Settles and Braylon Russell, and Russell's always been in the portal or not. I think he's locked in for us right now, so definitely need to get some running backs. And this is Jasper Parker, and he's transferring to us from Michigan, and I like him a lot. I think he's good. I think he definitely could help us, and so let's check him out, and I'll show you what I mean. All right, so his name, like I say, is Jasper Parker. He's a running back. He's 6 foot, 205, runs about a 4.5, 240. He is from Marrero, Louisiana. He went to high school there at Archbishop Shaw. So now his recruit and transfer rankings. Now transferring from Michigan, he played 1 year at Michigan. He was an 86 transfer rating, which is a 3-star. His overall transfer rank was 786, and that is regardless of position. He was ranked the 70th best running back in the transfer portal. Now how you figure that, I don't know. But anyway, that's what it is. His recruit rating coming out of high school, remember, Simon, Michigan, and he is an 87 rating there. He was a 3-star, 71st best running back coming out of high school. And his state rank in Louisiana, they had him ranked as the 30th best player in the state, which is really good because Louisiana puts out a lot of players. And so good rankings there. He's highly thought of. His production last season at Michigan, which he didn't have a lot, so that's good. He should have a lot of tread on his tires. He's ready to go. He had 25 carries for 93 yards, which is about a 3.7 yards per carry average. And he did score 2 touchdowns. And the thing I like the best is that 3.7 yards per carry. I remember when I was in college, our offensive coordinator, 3.5 yards, 3.5 yards. Got to average 3.5 yards running the football, and he would beat that into our head. But anyway, so that's pretty good yard per carry, so good stuff. He only had 25 carries, I think Washington last year for Arkansas, he had 25 in one game probably. But anyway, he won't get that much here either. But anyway, good production at 3.7 yards per carry. I really like that a lot. Now, his PFF grades are really good too. Remember, he was a true freshman. I think he was last year at Michigan. I know it was the only year he's played in college football. But he had grade out of his offense. The overall offensive grade was a 66. Remember, 64 and above is considered pretty good grades. Run game is a 66, and his fumble grade was a 78, which is very important because, boy, did we not fumble. We really struggled with fumbling last season and turning the ball over. And this young man, so far, or his first year, really protected the ball well. So that's a really good grade there, and he has good grades there. Also a pretty decent pass blocker. I think he had really only 3 games where he pass blocked. I think 2 games he was in the 70s, and then 1 game he had a stinker, was like a 19. So, he's shown that he can pass block some, but also, I think really nowadays you got to get your running backs running a route, running a route, and that way he's not having to sit back there and take on linebackers. Make that linebacker cover him. If that linebacker don't cover him, dump it off to him. He can catch. I'll talk about that here in a minute. All right, NFL prototype comparison now. And I always compare, players that we sign to the NFL prototype because in the SEC, you're playing against future NFL players. Now, the running back position, I remember Bill Parcells, who came up with a lot of this prototype stuff, saying that the running back position is the one position where they can come in all shapes and sizes. Think of Coach Parcells, had little Joe Morris, and then compare him to the big Otis Anderson, OJ, and those were two different running backs and both really good. So, And running backs can come in any shape and size. You know, look at Emmitt Smith. He was 5'9", 209, you know. And you look here, the prototype running back size was 5'11", 220, and run a 4.47 40, you know. And Emmitt Smith was none of those, and one of the best running backs of all time. So running backs come in all shapes and sizes. I do like to have them pretty good speed. I mean, pretty good size, that 220 range. But so here's Jasper. He has pretty good size at 205. You know, that's pretty good. He's not down in the 160 or 170 range. 205 is pretty good. He has solid speed at 4.52, which is close to that 4.47, you know. And he is slightly lighter than the prototype size, you know, being at 205. A little bit slower than elite running back speed. But remember, we're talking about elite running back speed in the NFL, not in college football. So, you know, Jasper's got a good size, like I say, good size, solid speed. I mean, nothing to worry about there. He's definitely good enough to play in the SEC and for Arkansas for sure. All right, now here's his strengths. You know, I got a bunch of them. I went back and watched some of his high school film and other stuff there. But first of all is his ball security. You know, he had a 78 fumble grade. He protects the football. You know, the football is the most important thing we have. We got to protect it. Got to protect it. He runs with his eyes well, and he has good cutback ability. You'll see him. You know, he runs with his eyes, and that means he got them open. He runs where he sees green grass, you know, where he sees that open spot, and he's a good cutback runner. You know, he's smooth, almost like he's ice skating. When you watch him run, he does a little jump cut. You know, he does that sometimes. He almost looks like he's ice skating. He's smooth. He does have he's one cut ability, which is good. You don't want him to just keep cutting. Get that one cut and get downfield, you know, unless it works out for you, you know, one of those things where you can make several cuts as long as it works out. If it don't work out, don't come to the sideline because I'm going to get you, you know, right? But no, in all seriousness, he's a good cutback runner, runs with his eyes well. He's reliable. You know, he's going to protect that football for you. A low turnover risk, that's very important that we protect that football. You know, first off, to win games, you got to not beat yourself first. You know, you got to not beat yourself to have a chance to win. And Parker does that. He also has good hands, man. The guy can catch. At Michigan, he caught no passes. I don't think they ever threw it to him. He was never targeted. But, man, you watch his high school film, that sucker, I mean, I see him catching one-handed, like they ran some option stuff, and he would catch, some of the pitches he would catch were tough catches. And I saw him one time, they threw a jump ball to him. He had to go up and catch with his hands. He ran a wheel route out of the backfield. And so, excuse me, but the guy's got really good hands. Michigan just never threw it to him. And that's what I was saying. You know, instead of having to sit back there and block these 230-pound linebackers are blitzing, slip him out in the pass route and make them cover him, you know. If they rush up the field, hit him, give it to him real quick and dump it down to him. Let him make some plays. I remember Dallas used to do that with Emmitt Smith, you know. And Emmitt, boy, always had made big plays every once in a while with those little check down passes, you know. So he has good hands. Guy can catch. And he also is a patient running back. You see him. He don't just hammer up in there, run into his lineman's back. He can kind of read it and be patient, read his blocks and wait for it to open and then hit it. I mean, has pretty good patience. And so, you know, I really like what I see, you know, of him. Really think he'll be good. He'll really be able to come in and help us out. Why did Arkansas take him? You know, first of all, we needed depth at running back position. I mean, like I said, we only had two returners. That was Settles and Russell. So you got to have more than that. So, you know, they got Jasper and they got Sutton Smith. So that gives us about four. Then we signed Hodges, you know, out of high school. So we're starting to get numbers, 5 or 6 guys there. So we had to have depth. His ball security is elite. He's not going to get you beat. He's going to protect that football. And he is a physical running style, you know. He can break tackles. He can run hard. And he fits that physical style of play of running back there. He does have a development upside because he has not reached his potential yet, for sure, you know. So definitely he can get better. You know, portal guys, you want to be able to bring them in so they play right away. He definitely can do that. And I think he's going to be a reliable rotational back. Now, we're not going to have the big bell cows anymore, or Arkansas. We actually kind of had one last year with Washington, but, this year probably not. I don't know. Maybe we will. You never know. But a lot of times now it's more rotation, so you're not wearing one guy out and you can kind of ride the hot hand. But anyway, I definitely think he is reliable and can be in that rotation. Okay. And matter of fact, I think his projection is, I don't know who's going to start. I mean, Russell, you would think, may have the upper hand, but it just depends on who plays well, who's doing good. I look at him as running back 2 or 3 role. I don't know if he'll be starting, but he'll rotate in there, and he definitely has tools that we can use to help us win, and definitely could grow into a bigger role, as coaches work with him and they start to trust him. Definitely could grow into a bigger role there. So, yeah, so real good there. And that's the end of my PowerPoint. Now, I'm going to show you one play over here. And like I say, he only had 25 carries this past season, so you had to really look to find them. And this one here is versus, who is this again? This is against Central Michigan. It was early in the year, I believe. And he got a few carries here late in the game. So it's fourth quarter. They're up 56-3, and he's just now kind of getting in the game. But this is him right here. It's Jasper. He's number 27. And what you'll see is he runs a little zone, play inside zone, and he makes a good cut. And then he gets down about the 1 or 2. And then he ends up, I think he scores. I was going to show you the touchdown run, but I think this run's better. And so anyway, he gets a handoff up here, makes a good cut. And then he gets going downhill. It's a good run. So let's check it out here. And let's see. All right, here it comes. There he is, takes the hand off. Cut. Boom, running hard, runs with his eyes, Official back got took out there. But and like I said, he has that one cut ability. He runs with his eyes. He saw it. He's running here, and he sees that hole open up, and he makes that jump cut and gets to it. So he runs with his eyes well. He's smooth. He's quick. And that play right there is the kind of play you're going to see him doing at Arkansas. That inside zone run, that zone read, with so, I mean, definitely a play there. It was a good play. It was a good run, good one cut. Gained probably 10 yards on that carry right there, I think. So, really good run. And, and that's really all I got, guys. Just want to give you a quick view here of Jasper Parker. I think he's going to be a guy that can definitely help us, being that running back 2 or 3, that rotation. And that you need a lot of running backs, man, because they get dinged up, they get hurt, need a break. So, really good pickup here. A guy that's already played a year of college football. He's not a true freshman, and he played at Michigan, okay? That's high football, That's really good competitive football. And so good deal, Arkansas, finding him and getting him, because we needed running backs. And Jasper's a good one. I like him a lot. And that's all I got, guys. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, I ask that you please hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and then click that notification bell. That way you know when I make a new video, it'll send you a message, because I try to make one every day. And so I'd love to have you back. Don't be a stranger. Leave me a comment. What do you think here about Jasper Parker? How do you think he's going to fit in? We got Braylon Russell, got Kim Settles. Now we got Parker here. So, what do you think? Where's he going to fit in? Where's Jasper going to fit in here? And but anyway, man, I sure do appreciate you watching, spending time with me. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you soon. That's all I got. I just want to make it short and sweet and quick. And so that's the end of it, man. I hope you have a great day, a great evening whenever you're watching this. And thanks for spending time with me. I sure do appreciate it. And as always, go Hogs.